You know, I had to wait until the drop before I started the show. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mark Summers, Major Analytics, twitch.tv/Major Analytics, and it's time once again for another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for May 22nd, 2025. Where is it? Do I not have? Oh, I do have air horn.
Yeah, boy.
Of course. That's right, Gil. We are talking tech, talking games, talking content creation. And of course, I do that each and every week with your boy, Kevy Kev. It's your boy Kev in the building.
What's good, everybody?
And back from doing amazing things on other programs because they are dope people and people love to work with them. It's the Sunflower Sovereign themselves. Sinziak is in the building.
Greetings and salutations, one and all.
On this week's show, Microsoft apparently is doing some great things, but not enough great things to get them out of hot water. Stellar Blade on PC is walking into Helldivers 2 territory. And after 5 long years, Tim Sweeney can finally shut the fuck up.
Yes.
We do not have to hear from this man anymore.
I mean, will he?
No.
But will he shut up about Apple? Yes.
No.
Well,
no.
Will he shut up about Apple blocking Fortnite on iOS?
No.
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 Okay, will he shut up about it for at least a week?
The jury's still out on that.
Okay.
We'll have to wait and see on that one.
I'll hang my hat on that. Yeah.
But all that and much, much more this week on Tech Talk Thursday, starting with Windows Subsystem for Linux is finally officially open source.
Yes.
I'm excited about that, but I can't use it at work still. Allegedly. I don't know. I've heard people have been using WSL at work. I would love to use WSL at work, but I can't install it. So they're not giving it to me. It said that this is something they kind of wanted to do from day one. So it's finally happened earlier this week. For those who do not know, Windows Subsystem for Linux is a Linux VM that gets installed on Windows, so that way you can actually run Linux type. You can actually just run Linux on your Windows PC and do Linuxy things for development. I use it as my native terminal, and is actually a part of this show's workflow for when we produce content. Because I record these streams in MKV, so that way if something were to happen to this stream, we can preserve every part of the stream up until the point where the stream gets cut off. But unfortunately, for whatever reason, Adobe does not take MKV files, so I have to encode them. So I use FFmpeg on WSL to convert from MKV to MP4 so I can edit the show in Adobe Premiere. Hopefully someone sends them a patch for how slow the Windows file system access is from NWSL. I would like to know how you're using it. I've not had any issues with the speed of the file system. But maybe that could be you. I know maybe not a lot of people are excited about WSL. I am. Again, the more things that are open source, the better. It gives the community a lot more tools to use, and kind of frees the control away. It frees a lot of the software's control from a lot of these companies, allows the community to be able to foster it and do better things. Like if you actually see drive from in WSL, it's slow. Is it? I haven't really noticed that. I mean, I haven't really done much other than like FFmpeg. Oh, getting npm. Okay, yeah, I don't use a lot of getting npm. That could be a thing. Oh no, there's a VS Code folder in my C drive. Who put that there?
Well,
Stuff that works on lots of tiny files. Gotcha. Who put that VS Code in there? Actually, I probably have VS Code installed on this computer because I do. Because it was installed before all the Microsoft shit. So yeah, probably should get rid of that. Put some Atom on this mug. Excuse me. But that's about where all the good news for Microsoft ends for this stream, because it gets really, really bad from here.
it does.
Trump sanctions on ICC prosecutor have halted tribunal's work. Now, there's a lot of things with this here, but I'm really surprised that it took, granted, I don't know. Maybe it was my RSS feed reader. Maybe it's the fact that people had to get the news from AP and had to verify first before. I don't know what took tech journalists forever to get to this point. But I saw this news first on Reddit, of all places, randomly. And it not so much like from the sanctions part, because they focus on the Microsoft part, which is what I'm going to do. Scrolling down all the way down here. So essentially, again, so to kind of give some background, the ICC prosecutor, one of whom is on the bandwagon, the great bandwagon of blaming or of accusing Israel of genocidal intent on the Palestinian people in Gaza, and well, just Gaza right now. The West Bank has been brought into the case, being brought to the ICC. But of course, the U.S. government has laws to say, hey, we can sanction people of the ICC. We don't believe in the ICC unless it's people we want to go after.
Yes.
But at the same time, we reserve the right to sanction you. Anybody who we don't agree with at the ICC, which includes this gentleman here, who, in full disclosure, is not having a great time himself, just personally, because of some accusations that have been levied towards him. But that is not why the Trump administration is sanctioning this individual. They are sanctioning him because of the case against Israel and genocide at the ICC.
Yes.
Which means that he's got bank accounts that have been frozen. There's a lot of accounts that he does not have access to, and then also because of the sanctions, there are organizations that are refusing to work with him for fear that they will also be targeted by the Trump administration and by the sorry, I should stop saying the Trump administration, the U.S. federal government, because if you also remember in 2024, Biden also threatened to sanction the ICC.
Yep.
But this is where I want to come. This is where I want to go here. Microsoft, for example, canceled Khan's email address, forcing the prosecutor to move to ProtonMail, a Swiss email provider. ICC staffer said his bank accounts in his home country of the UK have been blocked. Microsoft did not respond to a request for comment.
Oh yeah.
So I do want to put that out there, right? This is for an important, like, very, very important things here. And it's someone who has worked in companies that do have a list of countries, again, like, because we covered this last week. There are lists of countries and people who US companies are not allowed to work with. And you would think, as much as I don't like the list, as much as I don't agree with the list, for some of the people that are on it, for some of the countries that are on it, for the reasons that they're on it, like Cuba, you would think that, you know, the people who are on this list, especially the people, like, there'd be like repeat gross violations of a thing they did, right? Like there were sanctions on some illegal Israeli settlers in the West Bank for their violence against the native Palestinian people. So yeah, I can see that, but I don't know, a lawyer who is trying a genocide case. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. For somebody who's supposed to be the law and order. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That was Trump version 1.0, the law and order president.
Yeah, this is the kleptarch.
Yeah, I forgot. This is the greedy reboot.
This is the get it while you can get it where you can get it.
But yeah, so like, yeah, just with the U.S. slapping sanctions on, and again, geez, I forgot his name. The Kareem Khan. There we go. Thank you. For the U.S. slapping sanctions on Kareem Khan, of course, this man has lost access to almost like virtually everything. Again, this kind of goes to show maybe relying on U.S. corporations ain't the best. If you can self-host your shit, if not, you know, find a company that's reputable, that'll at least still give you access to shit that's private, that is secure.
Yeah.
And will not bend to the whims of authoritarian regimes.
Yep.
Although I still would not suggest Proton. Because it's weird he went to Proton as one
Why,
of...
Because of Andy?
Who's Andy? I don't know who Andy is.
That's the name of the person who was like being out of pocket in front of God and everybody, and that's what they changed their username on Reddit to, Andy, with a whole bunch of binary numbers. It was 88, by the way.
Yep.
Still,
You're talking about Proton, right?
Yes.
Like the people who do Proton Mail.
Uh-huh.
I know we talked about this. Do we not remember where maybe like a handful of months ago, one of them got on Maine and was out here saying some
The pro-Trump stuff?
yeah, a whole bunch of pro-Trump stuff.
Yeah, that part I know. Anything after that, like whatever the name change thing, I didn't know any of that. That's why I was kind of lost.
All of that information came out on the same day.
I don't remember any of that. Like I take the, hey, this dude
And
says,
the reason-
who said
well,
some
the
cash
reason-
shit. It was talking mad love for Trump. That's all I need. Anything else, like, no, fuck that. I do not care. I heard the part I needed, and then nope the fuck out.
Sure.
No, I'm sorry.
No, like this is one of those what we're practicing something, internally when it comes to conversation. Things in conversation I need to review, which is when someone has made it clear that they were just like, no, wasn't really like paying attention to this. I'm just like, you're right. And just leaving that right where it was.
Yeah, like, so I didn't know anything about that. And like, it may have been brought up. I probably glossed over it. That's on me. But when the dude with Proton was like, yeah, I'm pro Trump, is like, yeah, y'all need to like jump ship. Like, don't be there. This is not safe.
No, that's cool. Chat, I'm going to just come down and talk to you in the box and let Major continue talking about what they were talking about with this article.
Well, that's about it. That was all I had, really. Moving on from there, Microsoft also. Oh, this isn't about well, it is about Microsoft, but it's Signal. Signal, the platform that I do recommend if you do not have any self-hosted platforms to seek to privately, not secretly, but privately talk to people you need to talk to without people eavesdropping. Said that Microsoft has left them no other choice, simply given us no other option. And has forced Signal's hand to use a DRM type, like a DRM API, to block Signal from being scooped up by Windows Recall. Now, if you do recall from previous episodes, Windows Recall, how many times can I say recall? Yep. Windows Recall is an AI type thing that's been introduced with these Copilot Plus PCs. That allows Windows to just record screenshots every so often of everything that is displayed on your monitor, everything on your desktop. So you can go back and see what it was you were doing, like it's a time machine. Unfortunately, what this does is it takes everything, screenshots, throws it into a database with AI, so you can ask the AI questions about what the fuck was on a screen. I can see where that is helpful, but also I don't know, maybe I don't want private communications ingested. I don't want everything that's on my screen ingested into this. So let's see. Effective immediately, Signal for Windows will by default block the ability of Windows to screenshot the app. Signal users who want to disable the block, for instance, to preserve a conversation for their records or make use of accessibility features for sight impaired users, will have to change settings inside their desktop version to enable screenshots. Let's see, where is it? With no API for blocking recall in the Windows desktop version, Signal is instead invoking an API Microsoft provides for protecting copyrighted material. App developers can turn on the DRM setting to prevent Windows from taking screenshots of copyrighted content displayed in the app. Signal is now repurposing the API to add an extra layer of privacy. So the one time where DRM actually is serving a greater good. It would be interesting to see what Microsoft does in response to that, especially now that people have now discovered a way to keep their apps from being scooped up by a Windows recall. And I would definitely love to see more developers implement that into their apps. Of course, when I shared this, I had people asking why was I using Windows, and this is the reason why. Unfortunately, this show is brought to you by Windows. I do not know what to tell you. Well,
Yes.
I did have something to tell you. It's hardware. I am tied to Windows by the hardware that I use to produce content on this channel.
Yes.
Even though I heard today that the Go XLR, it was either today or Tuesday, I can't remember. I was listening to a episode of Game S Mornings, and Epis Vox was on there, and they were talking about the Go XLR in an open source version of the software for the Go XLR, because the company itself kind of just decided to drop support for the device.
Yeah.
And apparently the software works in Linux. So you can have Go XLR work in Linux. I'm like, maybe I buy a Go XLR and switch over to Linux. But then I was like, how will I capture footage from my console?
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if the cam link works. No, it does. I think it does work as a webcam.
Yeah.
I think you plug it, it's recognized as a webcam. So that should probably work in Linux, right?
Camlink? Yeah. Camlink will work. Yeah.
So yeah, good on Signal. Like I remember downloading Signal on iOS just because it did something that kept like Apple from doing something. I can't remember what it was exactly. Like I wasn't using Signal, but it's like, hey, if you just install the app, it'll keep Apple from doing the thing. And I'm like, all right, bet. Just install, never used it, never signed up for an account. And now I use it daily, really. Yeah, I think I do use it daily. And this is where Microsoft takes a turn for the really worst.
Yep.
Of course, as people may know who are in the development space, Microsoft Build was this week, along with Google I/O, which I guess look, you had to pick or choose. You're either in Seattle or you're in San Francisco. Which one? But yeah, Microsoft Build was this weekend. Of course, there were protests because of the fact that it was reported on that Microsoft was providing Azure services, Copilot services, AI, all that shit to the Israeli military. With people asking for Microsoft to, not do that. However, unlike other companies that are also being named, Google and Amazon, Microsoft just come out and says, yeah, we are definitely selling our tech to the Israeli military. But it's not what you think. But no, we are. Their money is green like yours, but it's not what you think. Because our terms of service says they can't use it to kill people.
I like the fact that they said the terms of service as if anybody really truly, not say listens to them, but considers the terms of service.
So
I told you it's the Vine Glow issue.
I'm just gonna load this website up, right? This specific web page, right?
Yeah. It's the Vine Glow problem. It's the do not put this brick in water in a bucket and put it on your kitchen counter because it possibly could make wine. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
But yes, we definitely do. We would definitely not have our technology be used to kill people. No.
Right. No.
Not at all.
That's what you call plausible deniability. We said not to do it. It happens. That's beyond our preferred service.
mean, yeah, don't do it, but also just don't pay attention to this awesome blog post we wrote 4 years ago that definitely says, I don't know, we put our technology in the hands of the U.S. Army. They definitely wouldn't be using that in combat operations, right? No. Nah. That's not what they use it for. Microsoft published a statement last week where it admitted to providing the Israeli Military of Defense with software professional services, Azure Cloud Services, and Azure AI services, including language translation. What language would they need to be translating from into, though? It added, quote, as with many governments around the world, we also work with the Israeli government to protect its national cyberspace against external threats. Yeah. In response, it has conducted an internal review alongside an external firm the company has omitted to name. So we looked at ourselves and we brought somebody else in. You can't know who they are. But somebody else was brought in to look.
We looked at ourselves and we said, it's all right. We found no problem.
Based on these reviews, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying we ain't tell you who did the looking, but they looked and we were okay.
Yeah. Based on these reviews, including interviewing dozens of employees and assessing documents, we have found no evidence to date that Microsoft Azure and AI technologies have been used to target or harm people in the conflict in Gaza. Like all our customers, the MOOD's use of our technology is bound by Microsoft's terms of service and conditions of use, including our acceptable use policy and our AI code of conduct. These require customers to implement core responsible AI practices such as human oversight and access controls, because that's definitely what the U.S. that was a slip. That's definitely what the Israeli military does with Lavender. Yes, human oversight when target. That looks about right. And prohibit the use of our cloud and AI services in any manner that inflicts harm on individuals or organizations or affects individuals in any way that is prohibited by law. Because, the Israeli military, the most moral army in the world, has been known to follow the law. Also, if you don't view the people you're killing as human, are you really killing humans? If you don't view them as civilians, are you really killing civilians? Diogen says yes. I mean, any sane human being would say yes. But here we are in 2025 having to ask these questions.
Yet here we are.
But here is the kicker. Microsoft noted it does occasionally provide special access to its technologies beyond the terms of its commercial agreements. It did this in the weeks following October 7, 2023 by providing limited emergency support to the Israeli government to help rescue hostages. Have they not seen or read about the Hannibal Directive? They were not saving anybody, but okay.
Yep.
But with significant oversight and on a limited basis. So yeah, following October 7th, but like October 7th, October 8th, yeah, Microsoft wasn't there fast enough to make sure. that it was being used responsibly. It also noted militaries typically use their own proprietary software applications from defense-related providers for the types of surveillance and operations that have been the subject of our employees' questions. Microsoft has not created or provided such software solutions to the MIOD. Microsoft, do you know what's on every Azure instance that gets spun up? Now, I wouldn't do this, but I could go on an Azure system like tomorrow and just spam penis all over it in a text document. I'm pretty sure that goes against the terms of service. Actually, it may not. I don't know. Company also acknowledged it does not have visibility. It also the company also acknowledged it does not have visibility into how its customers use its technology on their own servers. Typically the case for on-premises or on-premise software. As such, it does not have visibility to the IMOD's government cloud operations. Gasp. They can block port 25 outbound, but they can't block penis text files. So you mean to tell me though, you can offer your services, they can put it on hardware that you don't control, and then do the things that people are accusing them of doing with your shit? Violating your terms of service and acceptable use of AI, your AI code of ethics or whatever bullshit. Microsoft, you have not beat any fucking allegations here. Like, honestly, you should have pulled a Google or an Amazon and kept your fucking mouth shut.
Mm-hmm.
Does the Israel military need to worry about recall? No. Like, knowing the Israeli government and as much tech as they develop, I'm pretty sure they develop like shit worse than recall, and probably has something that makes like what they have is probably makes Windows recall look like shit, like just dog shit. They looked at Windows and said, "Oh, that's cute." They probably got something that works like 20 times better than recall and sends it to a private server somewhere. You thought Pegasus was bad. Wait till you see their version of recall. Total Recall. No? Okay.
Get your ass to Mars.
Get your ass to Mars. That's what they call their remote server.
2 weeks. I give them 2 weeks.
That is the movie with the triple titties.
And Johnny Cab.
That's what instead of filling the server full of penis text files, I'm gonna fill the server with triple titty text files.
And Johnny Cab.
And Johnny Cab text files.
The original Robo-Taxi. Hi-yo!
Damn.
And guess what it is on Mars? Boom.
Damn.
Double word score. Ba-dow.
Double must burn.
Bye-bye.
Hold on. I got something for that. I keep forgetting I have the soundboard. I was so excited about it when I set it up, but then I forgot. I keep forgetting I have it.
Yep.
So yeah, again, Microsoft's not beating the allegations here. If anything, they like, in a way, the way they tried to clear their name with this just made them look even more guilty. Because when you won't name who did the external audit, you won't provide that audit. And then you're like, oh, our terms of service doesn't allow that. But also there are things we just can't see. So the fuck if we know.
One thing I've learned from like the whole like Microsoft Xbox thing, it's like, can we say too much? Yes. Can we throw a stick in the spokes of our own wheels while we're piloting and throw ourselves off of it? Yes, we can. Can we burn all our goodwill in like 3 weeks? Yes, we can. On both sides.
So American company.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You know who won't do this? A Japanese company. Is either you were just eternally bad because of reasons, or you know, when you have a good thing, you keep it good. You just shut up. You don't say nothing.
You don't say anything, and you let it ride itself out.
Like you let people come to their own conclusions. Looking at you, Sony.
Yes.
Like you just don't say anything until you have something.
You say nothing.
Nothing.
Till you have something to say. Then if it's like, well, this doesn't help, but we did say something. We said it.
But no, Microsoft was like, but no, look, it's not what it looks like. No, don't like, yeah, it looks worse now. Because it sounds like you investigated yourself, and I imagine that third party you had investigated might be from a certain illegal settler colony who is known for investigating themselves.
Yeah. I put something in the group chat out of context. Don't worry about it. I will explain it later.
Now I'm concerned. I'm just gonna take a look here on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that, dog.
Okay.
We can't just let that go.
Yeah, that is the Walmart. That is the Xbox case from Walmart. From my local Walmart.
Give me a sec.
Do you notice anything different?
Ain't shit in it.
What is supposed to be in it?
Shit. I mean, I would say Xboxes, but yes.
There are no Xboxes. There have not been any Xboxes in that case for nearly 3 weeks. My store's not buying them.
Them tariffs are fucking people up, dog.
So what happened was people probably bought what was on stock that was for sale, and then when the increased price happened, they could, like I say, and tariffs, they didn't buy any more. But do you know what was on my shelf? But you know what was in the other case?
PlayStations.
PlayStations. There were 5 of them mugs.
But don't worry. I feel like there's been talks and rumors that price increase is coming.
But you know when it's but you know what? It ain't coming soon.
Also, I would say
somebody blink.
I would say, look, if you don't want Mama Kev to be in any photos, be careful how you take those photos.
Yeah. That's why I was like, okay. I'm sure Mother Kev was in the chair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just yeah, I'm just saying, like, look, for future.
You just see Mama.
It's not something that's going to ID her to like dox her, but yeah.
It was literally like Mama Show's arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Microsoft not being the allegation. It's not been a good few weeks for Microsoft.
It really,
like
truly has not.
The only good things that have come out for them, and I will like just to objectively say something good here, outside of the WSL stuff.
Right.
Claire Obscura is on Game Pass.
It is, and I don't have time. I don't have time to play it, so it's just a matter of, oh, it's great, good.
South of Midnight apparently has been doing decent.
Yeah, I've kind of seen what that game has to offer, and I'm like, I love it, and I'm going to talk about it. I do definitely enjoy the time in which I played for it, but I'm like, yo, this is way out of my comfort zone, and I'm not going to be able to finish it.
Oblivion remaster, excuse me.
Yeah. And
Doom.
Yeah.
Even though, depending on who you ask, Doom was doing well or doing bad.
Mm-hmm. But then he realized
high numbers on Steam, also not selling well. I was like, I'm
like, Steam is not Steam players are not an indication that the game sold well. Not every people have to sleep, people have to eat.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it is. I can't remember if it's Steam numbers are high or low or sell numbers are high or low. I don't remember, but
no, it's Steam numbers because that's all they use. They're Steam player numbers. That's what they use as like to show. See, it's not doing good because it only had 10,000, but now it's down to like 4,000, and it's like that's because people no life the game. That's because people sat down, clocked the game in one sitting, and didn't play the game afterwards. Those on single player games, they're going to dwindle. They're going to come down.
So yeah, whoever posted this in the Doom subreddit, I think it's pretty much making the same argument as you. Like, yeah, dog. Like, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that are happening right now.
Plus, on top of that, we are like I say, wage stagnation, and people do not have money. Plus, that is literally the case because maybe people don't have money for like $60-$70 game.
Like they were saying, like Doom came out during the pandemic, so people bought that fucking game because they were just bored as shit. It was either that or Animal Crossing. Yeah. Like those are the first two games I think first two AAA games that came out during the pandemic because it was like that month. It was like the end of that month, into March.
It was. They both came out on the 20th. That's what we had, like Isabel and Doomslayer, like complimentary art because they came out on the same day, and you were either playing either or. You were playing either or, and so it was almost like a Barbenheimer situation. And and I'm like, that's cool, but that's when people were home, they had money, and they had time and the ability to play it. Now, like, people are not home, people are not stuck, people do not have the money, and they're like, cool, that's $60-$70 could go to a bill, or to food, or to medicine,
or again, we're looking at Steam numbers.
Yeah,
Doom came out on multiple platforms. And most of those people are going to go to Game Pass.
So they'll probably say, like, dude, I will spend like $20 a month, if that, more than that, and play it for a month, and then cool, boop, cut it off. Wouldn't be surprised people just bought a month of Game Pass just to play a game and just not deal with play a month of Game Pass for Avowed or for Oblivion and just said, yeah, no, I'm good.
Or because of the fact that there is a BDS boycott on Xbox, don't do any of those things.
Well, don't do any of those.
Don't do any of them.
Don't do any of those.
Also, I do want to say hi to Diogen, Ruin, Merge. Sorry, we were in conversations. Gotta say hi. The free sign up trial.
Oh, Diogen, that is the Mandalorian Andor sign up. wait till a season of Andor or Mandalorian comes. Watch that whole season. Cut it off at the season finale.
I'm not gonna have the idea. I'm not gonna say the idea out loud that I just thought of. Not gonna do it. Moving off of Microsoft and two other things that may be using AI, but you know, hey, did you go to Mardi Gras this year in New Orleans? You might have been on candid camera. Because New Orleans police secretly used facial recognition on over 200 live camera feeds. The New Orleans police force secretly used constant facial recognition to seek out suspects for 2 years. An investigation by the Washington Post discovered that the city's police department was using facial recognition technology on a privately owned camera network to continually look for suspects. This application seems to violate a city ordinance passed in 2022 that required facial recognition only be used by the NOLA police to search for specific suspects of violent crimes and then to provide details about the scans used to the city council. However, Washington Post found that officers did not reveal their reliance on the technology in the paperwork for several arrests where facial recognition was used, and none of those cases were included in mandatory city council reports. Yes. Conveniently, the police officers, you know, the people who say they're supposed to serve, uphold, and protect, uphold the law, they broke the law. They are notorious for doing that shit. Oh, Merge, I bet there will be a shit ton of people getting out of prison. Like, I swear, like, we are sitting there fucking speed running to fucking, like, Watch Dogs.
Every day, like CTOS becomes more and more real.
Yeah.
And who's the villain in Watch Dogs 2?
Man.
Yeah, Man Bun.
I don't know his name. I just call him
you.
fucking Man Bun.
That's what I call him, Man Bun too. But I'm like, you play Watch Dogs 2 more than I do, so I'm like,
nope, he's just still Man Bun.
Man Bun, yeah, Man Bun, because
he is the sole reason why I dislike the hairstyle.
Yeah, because he's too good with it, man. I'm like, you wear a Man Bun on purpose? Come on now.
Like I would not care, but it's that guy. Like,
yeah, but again, that he is the antithesis of a tech bro, like you know. So,
and before people come in, and also before people come in and say like, hey, man, this police state sure is ramping up under a Trump presidency. I want to remind you that this happened in 2022.
I told you it was all gas, no brakes.
It don't matter. Mm-hmm. It did not matter who was president.
Didn't matter when. It was all gas, no brakes. Yeah, I mean,
the fascist police state's always been here, baby.
Can't stop, won't stop. No matter who, no matter what color president or what color your Lambo was. All gas, no brakes. Can't stop, won't stop.
So yeah, like Merge says, any halfway decent lawyer is getting cases ready. So yeah, hopefully,
Hopefully, the Innocence Project has got knuckles cracked.
Yo.
They like, ooh. Like it's like good. It's like the it's like say defense lawyers is sitting up there like Negan with the bat, like eeny meeny with the bat.
That one lawyer
Like-
that they feature, like that I think this Brian Tyler Cohen features on his YouTube videos. Was the bat that says justice on it.
Yep. I'm looking. I'm like I want to find that dude. It's a white dude with like the Bob Barker hat and a handful of rings, and I'm like, I don't know what kind of lawyer you are, but I want that man to defend me, cause as soon as that man come out there with all them rings, boy, I was like, this man don't lose no case. This man looked like he been getting bad people off. I'm like, I want him, brother.
But see, what you don't realize is that it's just a show.
I know.
He
but
bought he bought the suit and the rings just to make you think that's what happened. But no, he's like 0 for 2,000.
Like I said, but that man do be telling people, hey, don't be talking to the police. And I be like, see?
Because if you do, ain't shit he can do to help you.
He be like, that's the kind of thing he is. The illusion of him is what gets people off the cases. Because they look like he's a bad, like, oh damn, here come that man, oh Lord, here come Montague. He getting people off the case. And they do like basic law thing, but because, you know, the powers that be are so inept, they just like, damn, I'm just got hit with Matlock. They think they deal with Perry Mason and Matlock. That's the wild part though. It's like you could just be wildly competent at your job, but just be like a dude and just be like, what we doing? Damn, you came in with no evidence? Case dismissed. See, another one wins. I'm good like that. Like, I will say, you could just be a wildly competent lawyer, and then brothers are sweating you like you Perry Mason and Matlock.
But see, that makes me think about these lawyers that show up at a lot of, is it Crump or what his name is?
Ben Crump, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him try a case.
Mm-hmm.
But he's
I
just
think he
there.
like handles cases. I think he handles the cases.
Yeah, I want to know what his deal is. Like, why? Like, I know why you're there.
But
why are you there?
I think it's like he's like in the way like a Johnny Cochran law office, where it's just like he is himself, holds it down. He's the face of it, but then he's got his paralegals and his summer associates handling the stuff.
But then,
and then he can like.
So then, all right, now I'll make the
handle all
argument.
his footwork.
But see, now I'll make the argument. Is he the lawyer we're talking about?
What, Crump?
Yes, is he the lawyer we're talking about? Like
Now,
the
the
lawyer?
lawyer- no.
The lawyer that shows up is like, oh, he here. We about to win something, but ain't won a case. Because if I keep it a band and a buck, all these cops have been getting off.
Yeah. So yeah, it's that whole like nobody wants to go to court, and nobody want to go to court and have to be in court. So most time it's like, well, let me just go ahead and cut that check, because I don't want to. Because if this man go to court, he ain't gonna be a good witness.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, these cops been getting off. George Zimmerman was still driving around.
But checks be cut. That's the thing.
I don't know who cutting them. Somebody need to really check on some shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Questions need to be asked right now, because like I don't really think he's won much. But that's a story for another day. This isn't a law podcast, a politics podcast.
Merge is right.
He won't even a cop, and he still lost. Crump still lost. In more AI news, Chicago Sun-Times prints summer reading list full of fake books.
That was fun. This is funny. This is funny. Had the prompts and everything, boy.
Now, I initially blamed the author of that list, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like some blame should be there. When 404 Media talked to the guy, he was like, yo, that's all on me, my bad. Like, he admits to using AI all the time. So, like, point against you already. Because you're a writer. What are you doing? You should write. You're getting paid to do this job. What are you doing? But so like he admits to using AI, normally checks his work, just didn't do it this time and gets caught.
Mm-hmm.
So initially, like, so there is some blame at his feet. Durgeon, you ask a very, very important question. The other part, though, I still feel like lays at the feet of the Chicago Sun-Times and the owners. Because imagine if you actually hired writers to, write things. Maybe the creator of this book list would have had time to actually, write the book list. The Last Algorithm by Andy Weir. That sounds like an Andy Weir book. So what do you think? I'm gonna pose. I'm gonna pose this question to the group here. Whose fault is it for this list to come out the way it did? Are we looking at the writer or the creator of this list? Or are we looking at just like the dying print media, the lack of writers, and just the need for content to constantly be pumping out because the paper needs to make money and they had no choice? Or Diogen is now entered a third person into the chat, the AI model creator.
Yes.
So what do you think? Who are we resting? Whose feet are we resting the blame at?
What, for this book list?
Yes.
Whoever wrote the prompt. That's who we're blaming this on.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, see, this is the thing I don't like. This is, see, for 404, I'm gonna pay for 404, but it would be nice to just have access to stories that weren't behind paywalls, but 404 can get the money.
Mm-hmm. But you know what?
Because how did you come up with a
DCAnalyst.net?
They just got to write stories first.
.net.
Yeah, they just have to write the stories first.
Imagine having a list of 15 people where you had credible authors, but then you just made up book titles like this was Chuck Tingle on steroids. I don't understand any of that. What's also confusing to me is people being like, well, this is going to just speed up our work. I'm like, proofreading. I feel like that's like one of the first things that you do when you work in a place like this would have been to at least look at the books and be like.
So, all right. So this is the quote from the,
y'all don't read?
So this is the quote from Marco Biscaglia. Quote, I do use AI for background at times, but always check out the material first. This time I did not, and I can't believe I missed it because it's so obvious. No excuses.
This time you didn't. That's a lie.
On me 100%, and I'm completely embarrassed.
I mean, you should. I should be, but also I can't believe you're gonna lie to our face like that. Because what do you mean you don't like? I normally read this. I just didn't read it today. Allow me to give you. Let me put this like set of GPS coordinates in your phone and direct you to a place that's safer to play with than over here. What are you talking about?
Is it going to denial?
Possibly.
Yeah, it's just not great. Like,
just embarrassing for no reason. That's the wild part. Embarrassing for no reason.
It really is. Like, my thing is like, and I will go back to the point you made earlier about like it makes work go faster, and we've had that discussion before. We talked about labor power, or like labor hours and whatnot.
Mind you, I'm saying it makes things go faster because those are things that other people have said that I have also looked at them like.
I will make some concessions that it does, but again, there are a lot of caveats, a lot of asterisks there. As someone who's trying to keep my job and at least runs one AI query a week, because like I get asked to, yeah, there are a bunch of asterisks with that. It makes work go faster. But yeah, like if it wasn't bullshit, or if it, not so much bullshit, but if it wasn't just guessing what it thinks the next word should be in a string of words, like, yeah, it makes it go faster, but it does not allow me to make twice as much money than I would if I didn't use it, or allow me to leave earlier in the day because my work is now complete.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Microsoft tells me that 30% of its code base is AIs, yep, that would explain a lot of shit that's happening. I get it now. I mean, on top of the layoffs, like that was a given, but your software is also speaking for itself. Hey, Kev, you remember last week when people on the internet surprisingly lost their collective shit when it was found out that Steam passwords were not leaked, when people just told them, hey, maybe change your Steam password?
Yep.
Like just basic advice, I don't know, that would not hurt anybody, but people lost their shit because they were being told to change it?
Yeah.
Can I tell them to change their passwords now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because a huge unsecured credential database was discovered. Just out there. Just hanging.
Well, we tell you to regularly change your passwords and two-factor yourself around here anyway. So if anybody's upset about you about that, they don't watch the show.
I mean, they don't, but I wouldn't expect much from a white reply guy on Mastodon. Today's report by security expert Jeremiah Fowler of a massive unsecured database full of usernames and passwords shouldn't necessarily frighten you, but it should spur you to action if you have any weak passwords protecting accounts with sensitive information, or if you've reused the same password however strong on multiple accounts. Now will be an excellent time to change them and set up two-factor authentication. Fowler reported on Website Planet that the database, which he found unlocked and without any encryption on an anonymously registered server, contained a little over 184 million records. These included usernames, emails, passwords, and direct links to the URLs for logging into relevant accounts. While Fowler was able to get the hosting provider to lock the server, he couldn't find any hard evidence about who compiled the database nor whether they had used or shared the information. Why do I feel like this might have something to do with LastPass? However, Fowler did share with Wire reporters that he tested a sample of 10,000 fields in the database and found passwords for the following platforms: Facebook, Google, Instagram, Roblox, Discord, Microsoft, Netflix, PayPal, Amazon, Apple, Nintendo, Snapchat, Spotify, Twitter, WordPress, Yahoo, online banks, online wallets, healthcare, web apps, and government employee accounts. That's a lot of shit, and a good chunk of them have money associated with them. Just won't put that out there. That's a lot. There's money on some of these. I mean, they get the banks. So while Steam may not be on this list, I don't know, there's at least 20 services that you may want to change a password.
Yep.
Now, Sin, you said it earlier, but I would like for you to repeat again. What should we be telling the good folks to do again? I believe they were called the Tech Talk Commandments.
Two-factor your shit.
What else?
Make sure your passwords are sufficiently complex,
What should they be
but
using?
memorable. I use Bitwarden, but get yourself a password manager that's worth it. That's worth a shit. And
What
encrypted at rest.
What shouldn't they be using?
Google. And probably your in-browser password managers.
I was also going to say LastPass. They're still around for reasons. And also, if you're using two-factor auth, do not use if you can avoid it, do not use SMS. For the love of God, do not use SMS. I don't know if Merge is joking or not. I feel like that's a joke. Dodge, I want to say it's been 3 in the past 5 years. I want to say, like, for the length of time this show has existed, I think it's been at least 3 times. All right. Enough of the tech. Who's ready for some gaming news? Mark, look, sometimes I gotta check, man. See, this is what I was trying to avoid, Merge. Now Ruin has done terrible things. So this was pointed out last week, but we finally gone full circle on it. Bungie has been accused of plagiarizing art yet again, but blames all the alleged marathon art theft on a former employee.
Again.
Just another again.
Just another one. Bungie has been accused yet again of plagiarizing art, this time for its upcoming extraction shooter Marathon. The artist making these claims, Anti-Real, posted comparisons between their own futuristic works with assets found within the Marathon Alpha and official art released by the studio, highlighting similarities. A statement coming from Bungie, or from the Marathon dev team. We immediately investigated a concern regarding an unauthorized use of artist decals in Marathon and confirmed that a former Bungie artist included these in a texture sheet that was ultimately used in game. This issue was unknown by our existing art team, and we are still reviewing how this oversight occurred. We take matters like this very seriously. We have reached out to Anti-Real to discuss this issue and are committed to do right by the artist. We immediately, oh, sorry, that's just the repeat there. It continues, as a matter of policy, we do not use the work of artists without their permission. To prevent similar issues in the future, we are conducting a thorough review of our in-game assets, specifically those done by the former Bungie artists, and implementing stricter checks to document all artist contributions. We value the creativity and dedication of all artists who contribute to our games, and we are committed to doing right by them. Thank you for bringing this to our attention.
Well, here's the problem. They might as well cut that check now, right?
That's what Merge says, and I agree.
But like the thing is, that doesn't matter. Now, when I say that doesn't matter, right? Like I said, again, because this has happened more than once, and I do mean once a year, almost damn near, for the last 3 years. So for some reason, people's artwork just makes their way into things. The artist finds out about it. It blows up on social media. And Bungie's like, you know what, you right. And then just runs them their coins.
Yeah.
It's
What it's giving,
OpenAI?
what it's giving is a mail-in rebate.
Well, seeing that Bungie's also in the news because apparently it's been coming out from former Bungie employees that the studio is toxic as fuck. Do you think that a lot of this may be stemming from a lot of the cutbacks that have been happening by Sony? They've been having to cut down the team because Bungie just hasn't been doing what it was supposed to do. I know. Who would have thought that the live service studio is toxic? Wow. What? No. Though I heard that the original artist isn't American and couldn't afford to come here and seek legal counsel or attempt to get their coin. Oh Lord, please, I can't. No. Tikal, this isn't in any way saying I don't believe you, but I want to believe it's not true. I'm gonna need you to send that article somewhere. I don't want to believe that's fucking true, bro. No, oh no. That's riots in the fucking street, man. I mean, then again, what isn't? Oh, okay. See, sometimes I wish I was a lawyer. I would take this shit pro bonus and nah, I don't even want the money. Nah, you just got done dirty, dog. Yeah, fuck that. I mean, that is true. Maybe the people will take care of me. I'm a lawyer of the people. Lawyers are workers too. Delicious steaks. My doctor did say I need to eat more protein. The people don't have, if they pull the money together, we can buy like one steak. Yeah, like look, ruin. I was like, look, so no less carbs, more meat. Okay, bet. I mean, for real, like
That's right.
Steak, baby, let's go. My dietitian said she did not want to see me with Ozempic butt. I was like, you're right. I don't want that either. So steak it is. Put some meat on.
I'm doing low carb, low sugar. So it's been working for me.
Oh yeah, wait, I did see that. I do remember seeing this now. Yeah. Excuse me. So, okay. I know this is a derailment, but again, what part of the show isn't? Ozempic butt is when you are taking medicine like Ozempic, which I do, and you lose all the weight, but you don't retain your muscle mass. So things just come off flabby. And not like, excess skin flabby, like what I'm going to end up having, but like people who shouldn't be on Ozempic, who are on Ozempic, and they just look gross.
Yeah. Like people are using Ozempic to lose like pounds that they're really not wanting to lose. It's more like, oh, I'm just trying to, it's like, a quick 15, and it's like you should be on the Ozempic.
No.
Nah. This is for those where it's like you need to lose weight or die.
Or not lose weight and die. Like get your diabetes under control or die.
Or die. That part. Yeah. It's like this meant
it was for diabetes. It was like, oh, there's a side effect. It also caused you to lose weight.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you something. The way it caused you to lose weight sucks. I kind of don't wish this on anybody.
It's like you poop the weight off.
Look, Takao, I'm on Manjaro. Look, just keep the protein up. Keep the protein game up. Like drink a protein shake, eat a steak. Like just don't forget to eat. Just calm,
right.
Just cool it on the carbs. And look, hey, also while we're talking about it, I do have good news. My diabetes is under control, baby. What's up? What's up?
Love it. Love it.
So yeah. Yeah, some good things are happening. Also joining the Swoletariat, but I'm trying. I'm not lifting weights, but being out in these streets though, it is good exercise.
Yes.
It is very good exercise.
Protesting for your rights.
Or even just going around your neighborhood, talking to the community.
Yeah.
That's where most of that work is. That's where most of that work is, because going to neighborhoods and just like, I live in a hilly or the Piedmont, like the rolling hills of North Carolina. Yeah, like there is no flat neighborhoods anywhere near here. You are climbing up hills, rolling down hills.
Oh yeah.
Moving on. Well, speaking of workers' rights and doing what nobody explicitly said those things, but I don't know, trade unions. A French trade union says that Ubisoft CEO will be summoned at harassment trial of 3 former execs. So that's straight your boy Yves Guillemot will have to speak in front of whatever the French version of a jury is. I imagine it's still a jury. To talk about why his underlings were sitting there harassing coworkers and making their work environment toxic. Oh man, that would be awesome. No, we don't say it's eliminate stand. It is eliminate stand. But I guess guillotine is French for lemonade stand, right? That sounds like a French word. The trial of former CCO Sergei Haskell, former vice president of editorial and creative services Thomas Francois, and former game designer Guillaume Petrol. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce French names. Initially started in March, but was adjourned until early June following a request from lawyers to have more time to get familiar with the case's documents. At the time, the plaintiff's lawyer, Maud Beckers, claimed that some information she requested from Ubisoft back in February 2024, had only been supplied 4 days ahead of the trial. Let's give me some Luigi Mangione vibes. I learned about my client from an HBO documentary. The trial will now start on June 2nd, and French trade union Solidaire Informatique has stated that Guillemot, I'm sorry, every time I see that name, I have to pronounce it in his French accent, will be summoned along with Human Resources Director Marie Doreng and Ubisoft itself as a legal entity for being allegedly complicit in the systemic nature of harassment at the company. I wish Maud Beckers and the plaintiffs in this case all the luck. Eventually I'm gonna learn to memorize that because I want to say that so much, but I can never remember it because it sounds so dope. Ortiz Mechanique d'analyse Corona.
I would say, what was this? The Ortiz Mécanisme d'analyse Coordinal.
Ortiz Mechanique d'analyse. See, I fucked up. I fucked that up.
Be like I said, the Ortiz.
Is it Ortiz or Ortiz?
Ortiz.
I think it's Ortiz. Yeah.
See, I can't. See, I don't speak French. I didn't know.
According to the Ortiz d'analyse mécanique coordinal.
Wait, so it's Ortiz d'analyse mécanique coordinal?
Yes.
Oh, okay. There's 2 words to switch there. Okay. Look, the only French phrase I know how to say is militaire sans frontières. Which then taught me how to say médecine sans frontières. I learned the Metal Gear version before I actually learned the Doctors Without Borders version.
The one that I heard a lot, and I've learned it. It's like, ma petite chauffeur. And you know where I heard that from? The Meet the Spy short from Team Fortress 2. I remember. Ma petite chauffeur.
Look, I could just be like super unoriginal. Say, look, respondez s'il vous plaît.
And of course, Zutalors and qu'est-ce que c'est?
C'est la vie.
Like,
Que sera sera.
Yeah.
Bonjour.
So what did we want to talk about here with this lovely little article?
Oh, well, for one, the Yves Guillemot is going to trial, but that was pretty much it. Like after you put Ortiz d'analyse mécanique Cardinal, I got lost in the French. And then Ruin typed something in chat that I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. It looks explicit in nature. I don't know.
It feels like cuss words to me.
Yeah. It's giving something to where it doesn't mean shit in French, but translated into English is like the most vile thing you could say. I feel like I should bone up on my French if I want to play Clair Obscura though. I wonder if that game sounds good in French. Stellar Blade on PC has been blocked in over 130 countries, catching its developer by surprise. Not entirely sure how though. Because last I checked, Stellar Blade is a PlayStation only release. Like the other game this happened to when PlayStation stuff got introduced.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Stellar Blade is coming to PC on June 11, but strangely, the Steam version of the game won't be available for over 130 countries. This news has come as a surprise to developer Shift Up, as the studio has been bombarded with messages on social media platforms from players sharing screenshots of the game being blocked from sale in their respective countries. Major markets like Europe and the US are unaffected, but the game will be unavailable to players in other countries like Bangladesh, Fiji, and Botswana. I don't know of many other websites that talk about Botswana at any point in time, let alone this one. So what's the cause here? That's currently unclear, but this might be a case that's similar to Helldivers 2. Shortly after the game was released on PC, it became mandatory for players on that platform to create and link a PlayStation Network account to keep playing the game. There was a huge backlash to this move that was later scrapped, and Helldivers 2 was subsequently unavailable for purchase because of it in many countries at the time. While Stellar Blade doesn't require a PSN account to be playable on PC, one of the new costumes being added to the game can only be unlocked when a Steam account is linked to Sony's service. It's also worth noting that PSN isn't available in the list of countries impacted. So either GameSpot is just playing like really fucking stupid, or just like, this Venn diagram is a circle.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know Vietnam was like two different words, like two separate words. I've learned something today. Is anybody planning on picking up Stellar Blade on the PC?
No, I'm not.
All right. In other gaming platform news, Good Old Games, or GOG, adds support for authenticator apps for two-factor authentication in the year of our Lord 2025.
Hand clap praise.
Wait, hold on. I got that. Hold on. If you have email codes on, you have to first disable it. Then GOG will give you a QR code to scan via your favorite auth app or a code to enter manually. As noted on the GOG news post, not much more to it than that. So, again, well, I didn't really specifically say email codes aren't great. They are not great. We should not be using those either. So please, more places need to really implement apps into the equation, or just give us passkeys. Kev.
Yes.
It's been so long, but we finally have Fortnite news.
Yes, sir.
An AI James Earl Jones returns as Darth Vader in Fortnite with permission. Epic Games reached out to the James Earl Jones estate to ask for permission to use the AI version of his voice. for use in the game. Something that Lucas Film or Lucas Arts or whoever, ILM, I don't know, Disney, let's just say Disney, already had the access to, but they wanted to bring it in. They wanted to bring James Earl Jones into the game, so they use his AI voice with permission of his estate. Now, I know that's questionable, right? Like, to get the voice to say things. But I would have been okay. I was like, man, this sucks, but I would have been okay because they asked for permission to use the voice from his estate. James Earl Jones let Disney have it, and the estate agreed for Epic to also use it. But I was thinking that it was more along the lines of, hey, Epic wrote lines and got the voice to say it. What I did not know until after I shared this story was that you, the player, can get Darth Vader to say whatever the fuck you want Darth Vader to say. And Epic Games did not put in safeguards to keep Vader from saying shit that he should not be saying. Mm-hmm. And streamers took advantage of that almost immediately.
Yep. Almost immediately.
Which then brings up this next story, which I'm kind of torn about given how the AI voice was being used. Because SAG-AFTRA is challenging Epic Games over the Darth Vader AI voice.
Yep.
Because they're saying this could have gone to an actor. Which I would agree with.
Yes.
If it was canned responses. If Epic was thoughtful and said, all right, we made Vader say these things. He does not say anything else. These are the lines we wrote for AI Vader. This is what he says.
Because you know what Vader that does use canned responses? The Vaders at the Disney park. Vader at the Disney park.
And I said, okay, if Epic did that, I can see where SAG-AFTRA would have a problem, because yes, you could have hired an actor to do that. Like, the voice is already modulated in a certain way. You can kind of get a decent facsimile of James Earl Jones without the AI.
You could have called me. I would have done it. It's insignificant to show the ring of a planet.
Well, no, because SAG-AFTRA would have been upset because it wasn't union. It wasn't union labor, and they're on strike. You would have been a scab. It's a whole thing.
Oh, that's right. I would have been a scab. Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
It's a thing. Yeah.
Which I imagine is also why Epic did that, because like, why hire a scab when you can just get an AI voice that exists already?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, here comes the issue that I have and where I'm split on this. It's not canned responses. It's generative AI.
Yes.
Which means you would then want to hire an actor to license their voice for AI, which is a thing you're kind of fighting against. To where I get, okay, you know what? All right, now I've come back. I've come back full circle. I'm back on board with SAG-AFTRA. Because if they weren't on strike, they probably could have hired somebody to do it. Therefore, they wouldn't need AI generated voices to do AI generated work. Yep, I'm back on board. I'm back on board with SAG-AFTRA now. It took me some time, but I got there. Or did I lose everybody? Am I weave? I might have lost people. But I will say this. SAG-AFTRA might have a point because, again, if there were voice actors to do the work, then possibly an AI generated or a generative AI Darth Vader voice may not exist. And we could have just avoided this whole thing. So boo on you, Epic. Boo on you. But Kev, what games have you played this week? I don't care because guess what I played? I played Fortnite. I play Fortnite on my iPhone because I can now. And probably will never do it again.
Okay.
I didn't know how to transition it right. I fucked it up. That was on me. That was on me. Fortnite players always rude as fuck.
Agreed.
It's okay to mute me. I'll mute myself. I forget that does not play on audio versions of the podcast. But yeah, so Fortnite is back on the iOS App Store after threats of, I guess, a lawsuit, maybe? I don't know. Just like TikTok, Fortnite has risen from the ashes of the iOS App Store. It is back for people to play. I don't know if it's on the Google Play Store, but it's at least back on iOS. But I guess if you're on Google, if you're on Android, there was probably an AFK or APK for you to download and install anyway. Oh shit, so the judge did force them to do it. Mm-hmm. Situation took another turn yesterday when Judge Yvonne Gonzalez Rogers said the Apple official personally responsible. That is a weird sentence. Personally responsible for ensuring compliance would have to appear in court if Epic and Apple failed to resolve the matter. That person would need to be fully prepared to answer any questions on the topic during a hearing on May 27th. One day later, Apple seemingly relented and Fortnite is once again available on the App Store. Apple has not commented. I was like, man, look, you know what? Fuck it. Fine. That's what you want? Is this what you want? You can have it. So I hope everybody who's been wanting Fortnite on iOS is enjoying it. I think it shot up to the top download in the App Store yesterday. So yeah. I guess congratulations, Epic Games. You did it. You won. I don't know if people were waiting for it as much as just like me, it's back. Let's download it just for shits and giggles. Moving over to content creation news. Adobe is automatically moving subscribers to pricier AI-focused tier in June. Subscribers to Adobe's multi-app subscription plan, Creative Cloud All Apps, will be charged more starting on June 17th to accommodate for new generative AI features. Adobe's announcement, spotted by Make Use Of, says the change will affect North American subscribers to the Creative Cloud All Apps plan, which Adobe is renaming Creative Cloud Pro. Starting on June 17th, Adobe will automatically renew Creative Cloud All Apps subscribers into the Creative Cloud Pro subscription, which will be $70 per month for individuals who commit to an annual plan, up from $60 for Creative Cloud All Apps annual plans for students and Creative Cloud All Apps annual plans for students and teachers plans are moving from $35 to $40, and annual teams pricing will go from $90 to $100. Monthly non-annual subscriptions are also increasing from $90 to $105. Further, in an attempt to push generative AI users to more expensive subscriptions, as of June 17th, Adobe will give new single app subscribers just 25 generative AI credits instead of the current 500. Subscribers can opt to move down to a new multi-app plan called Creative Cloud Standard, which is $55 a month for annual subscribers and $82.49 a month for monthly subscribers. However, this tier limits access to mobile and web apps features, and subscribers can't use premium generative AI features. I don't know how much more abuse I can take from Adobe.
Mm-hmm. Gotta get up out that rut. Jump into open source.
This is a terrible relationship I've found myself in.
Yeah, cause I was like, what? I think I seen the video. I think I seen the video on TikTok that was talking about like Adobe doesn't care if you pirate it, because the equivalent is you're basically caught in a like closed loop situation where you're learning, even pirated, how to use the software, and then you're gonna get a job where you're gonna have to use that software, where you learn those skills to get a job to use that software even more so.
I still would rather go that route, because at least at that point I didn't pay for it personally and I don't have to pay for it professionally.
Right. But I guess it's like the thread of the video was like, well, of course you're not going to use like pirated software in your professional life. And I'm like, I guess, and I went to tell that person, I don't think you've ever been a any kind of like tech field in the like mid 2000s, because that's what all of us did. Like in the early aughts, that's what a lot of us did.
Yeah. I never had a computer powerful enough to run Adobe shit, so I never even tried.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of us were in the ability of like, dude, if we had, I can tell you probably people were using their college license in full-time jobs. Cause bro, what do you mean? What do you mean I'm gonna buy? You think I'm gonna buy Adobe for my work? For work? No.
No, that's what that corporate card's for.
Yeah. That's what the corporate license is for. How many times people have used corporate software for their to do like invitations?
Look, Ruin, PDFs open in my browser. Now I don't know what opens. I don't. Yeah.
That
wasn't supposed to show up there. But
Windows open PDFs.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what does Windows open a PDF as, and also, do I have Adobe installed on this thing?
It's just a PDF because Windows have what's like document viewer.
I'm trying to find. Yeah, That's all I want to know, but I'm trying to find a safe PDF to open because, of course, most of the shit is like tax information.
Yeah, because that's really talk. That's all the PDFs are for now. It's like tax information and like confirmation for like paperwork that you sign.
So I have Adobe Acrobat installed on this computer, but it did ask, "What do I want to open the PDF as?" GIMP,
Not me. I said.
Google Chrome, LibreOffice Draw, Mastodon, YouTube Music, Firefox.
What?
Or, I think Mastodon and YouTube Music because those are browsers. Like those are like those are web apps that I'm running.
You can't open up browsers in Firefox.
Yeah, so yeah, YouTube Music is like I'm using something called Web Catalog, and it opens up like a browser container.
Yeah.
Firefox, Microsoft Edge. Then there's also Adobe Photoshop, Notepad, VLC Media Player, VMware Player, VMware Workstation, Visual Studio Code, Windows Media Player Legacy, and vMix. 90% of those do not work with PDFs. I'm not sure what shit Windows is on.
I was thinking like for a longest time, like Windows had like document
No,
viewer.
They do not.
Yeah.
Like I think Linux comes on by default, and Mac has preview, and that will just open anything that you just need to look at, like a picture or a PDF.
Yeah. So, but like I say, you can open. Like I say, you can open in PDFs through your browser, but I use Foxit.
I do use a third-party app on my iPad to open up PDFs because because normally the documents that I'm opening on PDF I have to sign. So I like to use the Apple Pencil, and I like to be able to write on it. Office could, so I mean, again, BDS List Occupier, Microsoft, their Office suite, I think Word opens up PDFs and will allow you to edit PDFs in Word now. But it's very rare. I don't think I've really ever edited a PDF. The most I've done with one is sign the PDF, like actually sign my name on it. Excuse me. And last thing this week, Apple releases new version of iPad OS for older models, so you can get them secure updates. So yeah, 17.7.7 is heading to older devices. Apparently it looks like it's only for the 2017 iPad Pro and the 2018 iPad. Any iPads before that? Nope. Any iPads after that? Nope. Just those two. And that's it. That's all the news that was fit to read this week.
We knocked it down in a smooth 2 hours.
Just barely.
Just barely. And club praise.
All right, now I'm gonna legit ask, Kev, how's your week been? What you been playing?
Well.
Punching me in my fucking throat.
But yeah, I'm playing. Well, currently Wednesday, I played Fantasy Life. Fantasy Life, I the girls, which is basically like, oh, it's a game. Oh, Kev, it's a game that you haven't played since like 2008. It's a sequel to a game you ain't played in 2000 since 2008. You gotta play it. You gotta play it, my G. And it played about like an hour, about 2 hours, and played about like 2 hours, about an hour and a half last night, and I think about 30 minutes this morning. It's really good. Really, it's like one of what's called like the slow life RPGs. It's really, really good, real bright and cheery. I was kind of like for a split second, I was worried about PC performance, but then I realized, my dog, you got a 3080 Ti. This is a game. This is not that big a deal. It's okay. And then as soon as I ran it, it was like, like my 3080 Ti cracked his knuckles and said light work in reaction, and so it was fine. Played that. That's what I'm playing. Which Pacha, obviously. Probably so this weekend is going to be a combination of Monster Hunter, Monster Train 2, and Fantasy Life. And then next week we got Duck Detective: The Further Adventures of Eugene McQuacklin, the ghost, Duck Detective: The Ghost of Glamping, which I'm really looking forward to because I replayed The Secret Salami, I think the week before. It's really good. And I can't wait to play Ghost of Glamping next week. In non-gaming stuff, it was also Munchkin's Honors Day. So she's a third grader now. Oh, where's the time going? Where's the time going? And just like clockwork, she's like, yeah, Star, I'm so proud of you. Oh, Star, I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad you're doing really good. You know, completed your course. You're a third grader. You got 50 points of AR this year. You're like Wildcat of the Year. Yeah, girl, why are you crying? She didn't want to leave school. She loves school that much. When the year ends, she cries real deep tears. It's like, ma'am, you're not graduating. You're not graduating and moving all the way to California. It's okay. You will see these people next year. It's fine. But cries real boohoo tears. Because she loves school that much. I loved school when I was her age. But I didn't like school that much. I was like, summer vacation, great. Gives me more time to read the books I like to read. Man. But yeah, so... And she's good, but she's fine now. She's calmed down though. But it's like, man, I really kind of wish you would let me have at least 2 good pictures with you without you crying, but it is what it is. So yeah, what else am I playing? At some point I'm probably gonna run back Blueprints. Gosh, what is next week? Lord. There's a lot of games coming out next week. Probably Linked. Also Linked. Phantom of the Spark. Yeah, that. I'm gonna see how that looks over the weekend, and I might cop that up before the introduction sale wraps. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Dope. Sin.
Yes, Major.
What you got?
Hopefully not a whole lot. I'm going to see about making my way to my local public library this weekend. But as far as gaming goes these days, I have a standing appointment with a fighting game, so that's been fun. And I think I might have to get back into my MMO bag. I have been away from it for a while, but I have missed it I've missed it lately, so we're gonna see about that. Other than that though, it's just me hanging out with my cat. Hi there. She is currently demanding my attention at the present moment.
Final Fantasy 11 misses you. I saw a report this week saying that Final Fantasy 11 would have been canceled or would have been wrapped up years ago if it wasn't for the community, and I immediately thought of you. Sin single-handedly keeping Final Fantasy 11 alive.
Nah, they like those people don't play that. Like they had, like they're like streaming legit content and like they're making new releases for zones and everything in Final Fantasy 11, and they just had a stream about all the new stuff they have coming down the pipe yesterday, because they're just like, the people who have been committed to that game are like, you will pry that game from my cold dead fingers.
Like,
I've been playing that for
Square-
24 years, and I will be playing it for another 24 years.
Square developers are making this.
Yeah.
So yeah, Diogen, they were just like, hey, you wanted to be able to upgrade items. We heard that. We're going to take all of those old zones that you keep saying that you miss, and you want us to put new content in, and we're putting new content in those places. So yeah.
Yeah.
In the year of our Lord 2025, Square Enix is still making content for a 25-year-old game.
I mean, this is also the company that had to go back and rerun back 14 because 14 went wide left and had to go through the whole apology and everything.
So I find that as an insult. You know, excuse me, wide left is not a bad thing, sir.
Oh no, it wasn't this case. They had to apologize for the design of that game when it first came out.
They had to get on a press conference where it's like the Japanese press conference where it's just like they apologize and then like bow for like 5 minutes and then being like that level of yeah guys, we fucked up. Like that's level of like, damn, we really truly felt. And that's why we got Realm Reborn, and now it's like, who knew it was bad who knew it was bad? Who would tell me it was bad? Nobody can't tell me that game is bad anymore. Like it No Man's Sky did way out of a bad situation.
Almost all of Ubisoft's live services.
Yeah.
So that was a whole thing. But that game, when we talk about it being a community game, right? For clarification on this, because I think it's important, what we're talking about here is when the game came out, there were a lot of things that were like secrets to it. So they would give you like small casual hints, but wouldn't tell you the whole thing. And so people had to go and dig that stuff up. And so a whole bunch of community sites and all of this other stuff started popping up where people would talk about the best ways to do things and where to find stuff, because the game was very good about like places and clues and things not being obvious unless you knew where to look. And so the community learned to rely on each other and became really tight-knit about, we're going to keep this game running and we're going to keep each other informed. So they do not play about that game. They don't. The only thing more loyal in this world than like the Final Fantasy 11 community are probably dogs.
All right. Let's see. For me, I'm going on vacation. Skipping town. This is it. I'm done. It's over. Finished. But before I do all of that, sure, I have been playing some video games. Eventually, Balatro. Kev, I still hate you. However, I won my first game. My first game of Balatro yesterday.
Ooh, hand clap praise. Yeah, that works. That works.
So yep, that finally happened. But yeah, been playing some Assassin's Creed when I can, like whenever I feel I have the energy and the patience to reboot my PC every time I want to play it, because that's still a problem I've not been able to figure out. In the event that I don't, I've gone back to Baldur's Gate 3 on the Steam Deck. But then I also got this. For those who can, for those who can't see, or I guess who are listening to audio version, this is a GMRS. Actually, no, sorry, it is a GMRS and ham handheld radio. Programmable. So it's got a whole bunch of buttons I could put numbers in and turn it to various frequencies and channels. I had, in order for me to use the GMRS side of things, I had to register with the FCC and pay them $35 so I can get a call sign. So if you're looking for me, I am now Whiskey Sierra India Kilo 984. I feel like that is still wrong. I'm gonna look that up. But yeah, I finally got my license today. I haven't been able to use it because I got the license at 2 a.m. I didn't see it until I got up this morning, went to work, came back, did some things to get ready for the show, and have done the show. So I've not been able to use this yet. And I imagine by the time the show is over, people might be asleep. I don't know. I might try to see if I can do a comm check. But ultimately, like, I could have used this for a while, but again, there's some things I still need to use a call sign for. I need to be licensed to do. But a lot of the forums and like websites that give me information to program into this thing are tied to the FCC call sign. And they check that shit. Because even after I got the call sign today, I did go to one of the sites to try to register for an account. They checked the call sign against the FCC to see if the call sign exists, and then they'll let you create the account. Apparently mine is still too new. I cannot create an account yet. So that's unfortunate. So was I right? No, I was wrong. It's Whiskey Sierra India Kilo 482. There is no 9.
Right.
There is no 9. But yeah, like one of the things that they recommended for this thing, like especially with those call signs, is like get like a note, stick it on the radio so that we can see it and kind of memorize it. So I meant to grab my label maker before I came up here. I'm gonna go downstairs, go grab my label maker and make me a nice little label for my radio so I can see the call sign and know to use it. There are some rules. I don't know how enforceable they are. I mean, once they get a call sign and they recognize my voice, then I mean, they can find me. I am on a federal fucking database now. Like legit on a federal database, which kinda sucks. But yeah, there's that. Like I said, going out of town this weekend. I'll be back Sunday, I think. So there will be no Split Fridays tomorrow because I'll be in Charlotte by then. I think that's about it. Yeah, just again trying to get some more Assassin's Creed when I can get it in, some more Baldur's Gate when I feel like it. I feel like Baldur's Gate will be played while I'm on vacation because I can't access Assassin's Creed while I'm gone. And of course, plenty of Balatro.
Yes.
And the one thing I do like about the Apple Arcade, which is where I'm playing Balatro, I can play it on my phone, which I won't do. I've been playing most of it on my iPad. Excuse me, but lately I've been playing a lot. I've been playing some on my MacBook downstairs. So it's been kind of a nice little thing to play while we're like watching TV or something downstairs.
Oh yeah.
So I wouldn't have to go try to track down an iPad, which again is not a flex, it's a cry for help. Because I have this other iPad Pro that I'm trying to figure what the fuck I'm gonna do with it and still don't know. I want to sell it to get a new MacBook Pro, but yeah, that's all I got. I'm just gonna play with this radio. See what we want to do. Some folks who kind of talked me into getting the radio, they're doing like a game / training exercise tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but Saturday. But unfortunately, yeah, I'll be out of town, so I won't be able to participate, but hopefully I can do that for other things, because I don't know. I like experimenting and playing around with new tech, especially, I mean, this is like in the opposite direction, like not 5G, not some newfangled smartphone. Like, this is the fucking two-way radio. It doesn't take much power and can, be very, very useful in the event like there's like a huge storm. With me living in North Carolina, like hurricanes are prone to come through here. But also other things, TM, could happen. So it's always good to be prepared and have multiple ways of communicating with people, so you can get the help that you need and you can help other people too. But now I really want to get my ham radio license. With all that being said, I think that's it. That's all we got. Also talked to Anka last weekend. She wants to come back. We need to convince her to come back. Tell her it's okay if she works on her crafts or works on her business.
Like you mean like she's currently doing?
Yeah, she was concerned that, well, I'm going to be working on other stuff. Is that okay? I said, yes. As long as you have your headphones on, you're listening, you're engaging in the conversation, we're good. Like, we let you sleep on stream. Mainly because we didn't know how to make you go away. So please go. Obviously, I'm saying right now, we're going to go raid Anka. Pester her. Tell her to come back. Yes. Takal, I know. We're going to raid her and we're going to pester her to come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode of Tech Talk Thursday for May 22nd, 2025. Next week is the Thursday Plays. Gentlemen, we've got some things to discuss.
I suppose we do.
Yeah, until we figure all of that out, just be prepared. There's some gaming shenanigans that will be afoot next week. And then after that, we are on vacation again. Taking the month off. Recharge, refresh. Resting is resistance.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on... I'm sorry?
Oh. It's also productivity, but yes, you're right.
Resting is productivity, or productivity is resistance?
No, rest is also productivity. Yes.
Fucking with her cosplay thing she's doing, she's getting massive attention.
Her Jax cosplay is always good.
Oh yeah,
it's always good, and she made a Daxter, so yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much everybody for tuning in. Of course, you all could have been anywhere in the world watching any streaming, or you could have been reading the tech, gaming, content creation news yourself. But let's face it, we really wanted to see what Microsoft was going to say, and they ain't said nothing good. They're just on that slippery slope to irrelevance.
Exactly.
And on that note, all I can say is thank you. Also had the sports ball on. Who's playing in the sports ball? Is it this basketball, soccer? What are we doing? And
Blitzball.
Blitzball.
Yeah.
On a side note, I may get an AMD GPU. I heard the AMD GPUs are in vogue this year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably, like I say, I'm not gonna be building a new PC anytime soon. Thank you, Merge.
Right.
But if I do feel like inclined to build one in the future, it will probably be an AMD. It will be an AMD GPU. Like,
Yeah, Nvidia has gotten a little too big for the britches.
Like new power plug, new power delivery plug. That's unless it's not plugged in right under the full moon with your mouth fixed right, it's gonna like burn the card up. Like, I don't like that. So
But yeah, thank you everybody again for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. 1,000 watts required PSU for the GPU and CPU. That's a lot. Nvidia, you spend over $1,000 to gamble if shit is going to work. The wing of the AMD needed a high-end GPU that's appropriately priced, and they out the high-end. I mean, but do you really need a high-end card for what people are doing now?
You really don't. You really
Well,
don't.
maybe AMD's out here trying to redefine what high-end gaming cards are, because we kept listening to Nvidia and it's like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Unless you're doing like heavy like 4K, or you doing some heavy like we doing like heavy 1440p stuff with ray trace, with the tracing of rays, sure, maybe. But if you're just trying to play the game in a decent enough frames at like 1440p, you don't really need all that. Like, 1080p, 1440p, you don't need all that.
I'm trying to figure out like how many. I really want to know how many people, like how many PC gamers are actually using ray tracing like that though.
Not often.
That's
like,
I want. Like, I wonder what that number is, and that may be what's guiding AMD with this. It's like, look, like we could do it. Our cards can technically do it, but the data shows that not many people are enabling ray tracing like that.
No, I think it's just like we want to make. I would see it's more like, I can understand them trying to definitely push like DLSS.
Well, they can't, but
they can, but more so than the tracing of ray tracing, like fake frames over like pretty visuals.
Right. That's right. Yeah, this year was last year. Yeah, last year was it Metro?
Yeah.
Black Myth. Okay. Yeah, I wonder how many developers are really going to sit there and do that kind of pushing, unless they're really trying to look how beautiful our game is. But the way games are getting expensive now,
yeah,
like more people are going to move to like indie or like the lower spec titles. It's like, look, we just want to have fun. We want to play fun games. We don't need Horizon Zero Dawn levels of beauty.
Nah, it's gonna be the indies, big indies, and esports. That's really it. It's like I want Genshin to look pretty, but not that pretty. Like that part.
Yeah. Yeah, Starfield was a fucking mess.
Yeah.
I've had time to back off from that ledge of Starfield. It's like, okay, now that time has passed,
yeah,
Starfield wasn't all that great.
Yeah,
I was fighting heavy for it.
Yeah, once you sit back and you really think about it, after you
actually play some good games.
Yeah,
it's like I can afford them now.
Yeah,
like, look, Starfield was the biggest game I could afford at like $3.99.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, or a Game Pass subscription. So, Ruin, stop. But again, Diogen, I had to pay for Balatro. I didn't have to pay for Starfield.
Shout the local funk. I didn't have to pay for it when he came out.
It was a month of Game Pass.
It was a month of Game Pass, yeah. You know what? It
Like
was
I really,
month.
yeah, I
Real
really
talk,
can't argue myself out of it. I
Real
mean,
talk,
you're right. You're right.
it was a month of Game Pass, exactly.
It was.
Yeah, it's like we played for the month and I was like, that was it. That's cool.
I think what it was for me is like, I just didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then like when I finally did play it on Apple Arcade, I was like, yeah, this game's fucking stupid. But it was also like the beginning of the game. And I did not understand what the game was. Like it really wasn't just, all right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to give it a college try now. I'm actually going to sit here and really, really try to understand the game. And that's when it clicked. And I was like, fuck you, Kev.
Yeah, it didn't click with you yet, but I wasn't gonna say nothing, cause it was like it didn't click for you. Maybe it didn't click for him, but I know sooner or later you play it long enough, it clocks with you, and
Fuck
it's like,
you, Kev.
aha.
It's fucking Kev. You know, we were supposed to wrap this show up ages ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, thank you so much. Of course, on behalf of the Go, Hideo Sanaka, remember, go pester when we go raid. Sinziak, Kevin Kev. I've been your host, Marcus Major Linux Summers, twitch.tv/Major Linux. Of course, all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is nobody's going to save us but ourselves. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Over. I love you. Peace.
Wakanda forever.